Greetings to all of you guys. Hassan Al-Badr with you. Today we're going. This video, the first video, is going to be in English. The second live feed is going to be in Arabic, just to let you know. Well, we have a well-known guy from Islamic faith, apologist, Hamza Yusuf, striking back again with total ignorance, with all due respect to his brain, to his mind, to his personality, all that. But if an idea is ignorant, we should call it ignorant ideas. Without further ado, let's hear what he has to say.
In the explanation of space and time and so forth, and the question about the universe, where does the theory of the Big Bang come into Islam, if anywhere? As far as the construction of the universe and the fact that Allah Ta'ala created the heavens and earth in 7 days, and the fact that time is relative and different from humans' point of view versus God's?
Well, the person to answer this question is Imam Hamza, and I think you'll like his answer very much.
Well, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. The first thing is that Imam al-Ghazali, somebody wrote him a letter and asked him, where is Allah? And he wrote a letter back telling him, you don't even know where you are. And I don't understand why you're asking me where God is. So in terms of our coordinates in the universe, we don't have a clue.
Okay, let's stop you right there, because you mentioned Imam Al-Ghazali. So that means, by the way, Imam Al-Ghazali, he is the Imam, or the philosopher, or the thinker, the Islamic thinker, who actually killed really the progress of science in all Islamic nation. Back in the days, Baghdad was really the huge center of science. All the Greek books were getting translated to Arabic or to Persian, and there was also a secular thought around the Islamic nation at that time. So the non-believers were not prosecuted, the atheists were not prosecuted, all the thinkers were not prosecuted. And at that time, the philosophy, it was the philosophy of nature. So it included, philosophy was really a big tilt that really includes all the sciences. It includes logic, includes math, includes physics, chemistry, biology, geography, everything. Everything was inside the natural philosophy. And what did Al-Ghazali, what you mentioned in him right now, what did he do? He actually prohibited and criminalized the use of philosophy and logic. And science died at this very second, since then, in the Arabic nation, Arabic Islamic nation, regardless if it's Islamic or non-Islamic. And he literally killed the progress of science. Literally killed it. If he didn't exist, Arabs would have been probably the first who discovered flight. Before the brothers Wright. Arabs would probably discovered really the atom before Marie Curie and Max Planck. Literally. I'm not joking and I'm not exaggerating. Go and read history. While Europe was in dark ages, okay, the Arabian Peninsula was really in its flourishing scientific progress. And Al-Ghazali came and he killed it. Him and Ibn Taymiyyah, they literally killed it. They said, if whoever uses logic, he's an apostate. Whoever uses logic, he's an infidel. He's a non-believer in God. And science is based on logic. Science cornerstone, literally the base where the building of science is standing on, it's logic. Without logic, you cannot do science. And they preferred what's called in Arabic an-naql before al-aql, which means literally copying before thinking. So copy what the elders had said, regardless if it's logical or illogical, regardless, just copy it and do it. Don't think it, don't criticize it, don't be skeptic. And now you mention in him, Mr. Hamza Yusuf, you mention in Al-Ghazali, you take him as as an example, as a good example for your way of thinking.
Because we don't even have a map of the universe. And so it's the height of arrogance to attempt to understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any other than that we negate any likeness to the creation. Having said that, the time-space Big Bang idea, I mean, the Quran, I think, gives the most brilliant. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا أَشْهَدْتُكُمْ خَلْقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. You know, we didn't show you the creation of the heavens. We didn't even show you your own creation. And that's, again, bringing it back home. You know, you don't even know very much about yourself. I mean, most people don't know how it is they can drink something and then a few hours later they urinate it out. I mean, they don't even understand that process of what was happening. So the idea, I mean, the Big Bang is interesting, but it's...
We don't understand the process of kidneys and digestion? Is that what you're saying? Really? Well, if you're ignorant, go ahead and read. It's very... It has been explained, really, like a century ago. How we process digestion and our kidneys work and everything.
Still, the Big Bang is not ex nihilo, which is what we believe. The Big Bang does not say that this all came out of nothing. They don't know what existed at the moment of the Big Bang. I mean, they think it was all this condensed matter. It was a point, and a point is a very mysterious geometrical concept. Point is one of the most mysterious concepts we have. So they don't really know what it was, and that's what Allah says. You weren't there. You didn't see it. You didn't witness it. But we know that Allah said, kun fayakun, be and it is. And that's all. And like the Qawm say, you know, nahnu bain al-kafi wa noon. We're between the kaf and the noon. You know, kun. Well, yeah, there's a whole correlation between the stages of the Big Bang. They do have 6 stages in it, which is similar to our understanding in the Quran of the 6 stages of creation. And that is the dominant theory. But I would like to say I am very wary of connecting anything in the Quran with scientific knowledge. And the reason is, one of the things that, I mean, Socrates had the last word on science. He said, how can you consider something knowledge that's always changing? Because the whole point of knowledge is either it's true and absolute or it's not. And the nature of science is that it is always changing. And if you don't believe that, you haven't studied the history of science, because people in pre-modern times believed in their cosmologies and their worldviews as strongly or more strongly than we believe in ours. They used to burn people at the stake if you didn't accept it. Here they'll just kick you out of the university.
Well, that's what you did too, actually. You Islamic religious people, Islamic zealots, zealots. I mean, you did it too. You actually also apostate many Arabic scientists. You call them they're infidels and they should be killed. Sahrurdi, Farabi, Jabr ibn Hayyan, really many others, Al-Muqaffa, all those, you told many actually. And the list goes on and on. You did it yourself too. And you say, but science changes. Science changes only in one case, when you have something dead wrong. Not the theories, not the current modern scientific theories. The current modern scientific theories, they cannot be wrong. They can be only wrong and right, true and false in science nowadays doesn't exist. The only thing existing today in today's science, in today's theories, accurate, inaccurate, not wrong and right, and not false and true. For example, I always give this example. Newton came with his theory of gravity and with his law of gravity, and it works fine in our solar system, in our mechanics here on Earth. It works fine. It's kind of accurate. But when we go into really big masses, okay, with a big gravity, big gravitational pull, a big curvature in space of time, like the sun, we see that Newton equations doesn't give us the accurate results that we need. Then came Einstein and gave his GR, general relativity. And Einstein showed that we need to add space and time, the curvature of space and time, to understand the gravity more accurately. Okay, so Einstein gave equations about gravity more accurate than Newton. So in that sense, we don't say Newton is wrong, or we don't say Newton is false, his theory. We just say Newton's theory is not accurate. Einsteinian theory is more accurate. Okay, this is how the modern science works. If you have lived during Socrates' time, yeah, I would tell you, yes, science changes. But we don't live during Socrates' time. We live in the 21st century. So wake up, understand what a scientific theory means, understand how the science works, accurate, inaccurate. For example, string theory. Okay, string theory explains the connection between subatomic particles and how the universe came to be, etc., etc. We cannot say string theory is wrong, nor we can say string theory is right. We cannot say either, but we just say, for now, we don't know. If there is a more accurate theory comes after that, we can say that string theory is inaccurate with its explanation to the natural phenomena. That's all. And you say science don't understand the singularity. You say because it's a point. I think you've read the Big Bang Theory of 1929 maybe, or 1927, maybe from that age. Big Bang Theory has evolved, has been adjusted, has been tweaked, has been made more accurate. So read about Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory just explains the expansion of the universe after the singularity. It doesn't explain how the singularity formed. And you read the dot, that's because when we apply Newtonian physics and Einsteinian physics, the Big Bang, yes, it results into the point. Basically, the physics of Einstein, the physics of Newton, they break down. They give us literally unscientific stuff, which is unlimited mass, infinite density, infinite energy, infinite heat. Infinity doesn't exist in physics when we measure stuff. Okay, especially when it comes to energy, infinite mass, infinite density. That stuff doesn't exist. So nowadays, there are many theories explain how the singularity came to be. There are such theories. Obviously, you haven't read them. It's obvious. You haven't read them. You haven't read one paper of them. And the most common theory that's kind of accepted in the physics community is the inflationary theory. It explains to you how the singularity formed, okay, between how the jump did between two phases of energy, from the false vacuum to the true vacuum. And explains to you how the singularity formed and from it sprung the Big Bang. Read the eternal inflation model, okay, in cosmology. You should read it, Mr. Hamza Yusuf, because obviously you're really ignorant and you are sticking with the ideas of the Big Bang since 1929, really almost a century ago. That's all for this video. Actually, that's all he said. And he said you don't understand the something you eat, something you drink, and then you pee it afterwards. We don't understand this process. Really? Really? We don't understand the process of the kidneys? We don't understand the process of digestion? Really? Really? And you say it goes according with the Quran, you know, the 6 stages. Let's read from the Quran, actually. Let's see. All right, I'm going to read the English Quran because it's in English. So I'm going to read the English Quran. Although the Arabic is more horrible and there are more atrocities, unscientific atrocities there. But I'm going to read the English. So, do you indeed disbelieve in He who created earth in 2 days and attribute to him equals? That is the Lord of the worlds. And he placed the earth firmly set mountains over its surface. And he blessed it and determined therein creatures, set sustenance in 4 days without distinction, and the information of those who ask. Then, afterwards, so he created earth first. Then, afterwards, okay, pay attention. Create earth first. Very scientific. It goes with the Big Bang Theory, yeah. Then he directed himself to heaven while it was smoke, and said to it and to the earth, come into being, willingly or by compulsion. They said, we have come willingly. And he completed them as 7 heavens within 2 days, and inspired in each heaven its command, and we adorned the nearest heaven with lamps and as protection. Then that is the termination of the exalted in might, the knowing. So as you see, the Quran mentions he created earth first, then he created the stars and the sun. Okay, let me give you a simple example of a simple explanation about the Big Bang Theory, and you say it goes according with the Quran. First, there was a Big Bang. Okay, speed up time about no less than 300,000 years to 400,000 years. Okay, the universe became transparent. Actually, the atoms formed finally, because before it was only ions, only the nucleus of the atom and the electrons running freely. And now the electron united with the nucleus of the atom, it became a real atom. The universe gave its first light. Okay, from 400,000 years, speed up the time to more than 150 million years. Okay, so from the Big Bang, from time equals 0, 150 million years. The first stars formed. And those are also the light element stars. So even the elements, okay, even the substance, the elements of Earth, like zinc, iron, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, our ingredients, okay, didn't exist. 150 million after the Big Bang, our ingredients didn't exist. Okay? Zinc, potassium, calcium, oxygen, carbon didn't exist. The first stars were the hydrogen stars and the helium stars. And through the explosion of those stars, the supernova, or supernovae, depends how you want to pronounce it. Actually, through those, the heavier elements got created. And now, speed up time. Okay, around 400 million years, 400 million, after the time 0, 400 million, the galaxies formed, and speed up time to 9 billion years, no less than 9 billion. 9 billion years and a half, okay, almost. Then our solar system got created. And got created, by the way, not like yours, by Earth forming first. No, the star has to be created first. The star, the sun, has to be created to create a bend in space and time. That bend, that curvature in space and time creates a gravity field for gusts and gases to collect around the sun to form planets. Our planet, Earth. So, from 0 to 9.5 almost billion years, Earth formed. Does that go according with your Quran? Does that go in accordance with your Quran? Does that go according with your God says that he created Earth first? If God was really, if Allah, the Islamic God, with all due respect, if he was really accurate, scientifically accurate, he would have said, I created stars first. I created stars. then I created earth. And there is no verse in the whole of Quran mentioning that he created stars before earth. And in all of the Quran, there is no verse stating that the God created the sun before earth. So, in the end, you should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Hamza Yusuf. And having the guts that you're saying, yeah, it goes according, the Big Bang goes according with the Quran. What goes according with the Quran? Nothing goes according with the Quran, actually. If you're really honest enough, nothing goes according with the Quran. You should be ashamed of yourself of lying publicly. I don't mind you worship your God. I don't mind worshipping and being a religious guy. I don't mind. I don't even urge you to be an atheist. I don't even urge you to leave your religion or to stop believing in your holy book. But don't say your holy book goes in accordance with science. Here you are insulting our intelligence. Here you are lying publicly. Got it? That's all, folks. And as usual, all the greetings, all the love, all the respect. And I'll see you soon in another video. Cheers, love, and respect. Kisses to you.